Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. As promised, I am going to go to 4 of my go-to Washington State red blends that I recommend to people that are looking for red blends. As you know, and I mentioned before, one of the hottest categories in the wine world is red blends. It just keeps growing and growing, more people coming out with different blends. I don't see that trend changing very much in the years to come. I think that's just a really nice wine to go to. A lot of people like red blends. Of course, France has been doing it forever, but they have a little more restrictions than we do here in the United States. You get some pretty creative blends. We have one here that probably has about 5 or 6 grapes in them. So I did ask somebody one time, why don't you put the blend on the back of the bottle? Because you know that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. And they actually gave me a really nice explanation. They said, you know, it costs money to make labels, and if you put the blend on the back, you're stuck with it. You better get the right amount of labels, because if you change the blend at all, you're going to have to change the labels to spend more money. I get it. You know, from a monetary standpoint, it makes sense. But a lot of people, and you guys made the comment, you like to see the blend on the back. Really cool that 3 of these have it on the back. 1 didn't. I had to go online and look what it was. So we're going to get started. These are wines that when a customer comes in, I'm saying, you know, you ask them the questions, you ask them what kind of wines do you like normally, blah, 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 and you go through this whole process. A lot of times it comes down to red blends. And a lot of times it comes down to wines under $20, and that's a real popular price point. So all of these are under $20, and they're all wines that I recommend. I haven't had them in a while, so I'm eager to try them again. Make sure I'm not giving people, leading them in the wrong direction. So let's get started right off the bat. This is Patterson Cellars. They're based out of Woodinville, Washington. Patterson Cellars Forbidden Red. It rolls in at $12. Now that $12 price point I try to maintain by buying it by the case. This is 38% Grenache, 40% Syrah, 22% Mourvedre. It's right on the back of the label. Thank you very much, Patterson Cellars. Do a little rinse here. I mean, $12, what a great price point. And when I tried this in the past, I've liked it a lot. We sell a lot of this wine at the store. So let's see what we get here. Color is really dark, kind of in the purple-black area. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little spiciness coming through on this one. I'm getting like red berry components. A bit of currant coming through as well. Touch of strawberry and licorice. So this is a GSM blend. A lot of GSM blends come in a very Rhone style bottle, but Patterson, you know, decided to go this route. You don't have to go in a Rhone style bottle if you do a GSM red in the United States. Now, chocolate, big hit of chocolate there. Let's see what we get on the palate. Good balance, good acidity, so this would be a good food wine. Nice red fruits coming through. Cherry, get a little cherry. Currant, strawberry, a little bit touch of spice, which would come from the Grenache and the Mourvedre. No oak to speak of, really, which makes sense. For $12, you can't put oak on it. They can use neutral oak, which they probably do. In this case, chocolate comes through on the very back end. This is not a fruit bomb. This is just a really nice drinking red wine. If you don't want a fruit bomb, this is a good way to go. Red fruits really hang on the back end of this one. Pretty decently long finish for the price point. This would be a real good hamburger wine, pizza. It's a good wine all by itself, which I often look for people because they just want to enjoy, pop and pour a good bottle of wine. Licorice comes through on the back end, just a touch of chocolate. More chocolate on the nose and on the palate, but the chocolate is there in the very back of the finish. Good balance, nice integration of fruit, acidity, tannins. The tannins are soft, but you know, it has good structure. This is a take home, pop it, pour it, drink it. You're going to really enjoy it. Nice balance, good wine. $12. I think it's a good call if you're just looking for a nice red wine to drink in the evening. and not blow the budget. I'm gonna go B minus B on that wine. I think it's a really solid wine, and I like it a lot. And I'm glad I recommend it to people. It's nice to taste it and know that, hey, people are getting a good value. So next is the Pamplin Family Winery Red IQ 2018. This was a 19. 18, you know, is one of my favorite vintages. This is Columbia Valley AVA, as was Patterson. I'm pretty sure it's Columbia Valley. Yes. I got to get it cued in here. 48% Cab, 38% Merlot, 14% Petit Verdot. Love Petit Verdot. This was in at $15. Red IQ from Pamplin Family Winery. I've stacked this wine in the store. You know, I've always kind of recommended this to people, and it'll be nice to try it again. Okay, so this has got the Petit Verdot, which really, you know, that should make it fairly dark, which it does. This is, you know, really dark red, edging. Well, you can see through it a little bit. Let's see what we get on the nose. A lot of Cab Sauv in this one. And like I said, that's a big chunk of Petit Verdot. Get a little bit of a branchy component coming through. Definitely currants, a bit of dark cherry. Getting some baking spice. There's chocolate on this one as well. Not as severe as it, not as heavy as the Forbidden Red. A little blackberry, kind of boysenberry blackberry thing. Some licorice. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice intensity, good structure on this one. The tannins are on the softer side, but there's some, you know, some grit there, a little bit of edginess to the tannins. Nice currant notes, a little cherry fruit, blackberry coming through on this one. On the mid palate, you get a little hit of that chocolate licorice thing coming on. Going into the finish, good acidity, but nicely integrated, nicely balanced. Again, would be a great food wine, but you could drink it by itself. And that's really what, like I said, that's what I look for. When you get in those under $20 reds, people just want to go home and enjoy a bottle of wine. This would hit, this is a ticket. 2 in a row. You get a little bit of that branchiness on the mid palate. See, that Petit Verdot is going to give it good structure, and it does. But at the same time, it's still nice and nicely integrated, good balance, solid wine. I like that earthiness though that the Petit Verdot gives it. Well-made wine. Get a little bit of that, a little bit of veggie, but not much. It wouldn't be off-putting to anybody who doesn't like veggie. Solid wine. I'm going to go straight up B on that one. I think it's a well-made wine. I'm glad I recommend this one as well. Just saying. Let's move on. This is Pummum Cellars Pummum Red. This is, I'm going to look here. It is 45 Cab, 27 Cab Franc, 20% Merlot, and 3% Carmenere. Hopefully I got that right. I'll put it in the subtitles. Yeah, 20 Merlot, 3% Carmenere. That'd be 30, 50, 40. We're missing a percent. 25 Merlot, excuse me. See, I knew there was something going on there. So, it's a Merlot Cab Franc Carmenere, $15, Pummum Cellars Red. The rinse. Javi is a great winemaker. He comes from Spain, but he's been here a long time, so he has some Spanish roots. So, color on this one. Again, very dark. Very dark. Hedging, dark red hedging towards black. Yeah. Let's see what we get on the nose. I'm getting a little chocolate on this one. Definitely dark cherries. A little bit of blackberry, boysenberry action. Get just a kiss of licorice. Hey, let's see what we get on the palate. We sell a lot of this Pummel as well because Scott and I both recommend it. Scott is my assistant. We both recommend this quite a bit. I don't know if Scott's skookum to Red IQ as much as I am, but and the Forbidden Red, yes, definitely. These are great wines to just, if somebody wants to save a little money, but really enjoy their wine. Now, and that's the cool thing about Washington State. I mean, like we said before, the wines are quite a bit less money than some of their friends from California, especially down in Napa, but I think they just do some fantastic job with red blends in Washington State. I have to say, I'm just getting a kiss of clams on this. I hope it doesn't show up on the palate. You know how I feel about clams in my red wine. Great balance, good structure. That Carmenere gives it a little bit of a, Cab Franc gives it a little bit of a twiggy kind of, not tomato leaf, but more of that in the dried twig to fresh twig kind of category. A little bit of earthiness, savory. This is Columbia Valley, 2018, great vintage again. Sorry I'm not reading all this all at once, but you got it, Columbia Valley. Yeah, this has great structure. It's very smooth on the backside. It has some good depth to it, some nice layers. Chocolate notes on the mid palate, dark cherry, a little bit of currant coming through as well, with that nice savory earthiness on the backside. I like that. Cab Franc, Carmenere will do that, but this is so well balanced that you might not even think about it when you're drinking it, but it is there, and this has a long finish on it, guys. A little bit of chocolate coming through as well. I mean, it's hard to believe you can get any of these wines at the quality that they're showing at these prices. It's kind of stupid, but again, this is a wine I go to a lot, and again, we sell a lot of Pummel. This has some good characteristics to it, nice complexity, very interesting flavor profile with that earthy kind of savory element that's in there, with the cherry fruit, with the currant, and just a touch of chocolate. Nicely structured tannins, but they're approachable for sure. Yeah, great food wine as well. We're talking, we'll just go down the line, burgers, lasagna, stew, whatever you want to do. Hey, that had a little ring to it. Yeah, just solid wine, $15. I'm going to go B, hedging towards B plus on the Pummel Red. Feeling generous today. So this is the Watermill Winery Chances Are Red Blend 2019 Columbia Valley. I discovered this just a few years back. Now this is when I had to go online to look for the rice. This is $18. It's 34 Merlot, 18 Malbec, 16 Cabernet Franc, 14 Petit Verdot, 10 Cabernet Sauvignon, and 8 Carmenere. So this has a Petit Verdot, the Cab Franc, and the Carmenere in it. How many grapes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grapes. We refer to these as kitchen sink blends. We used to do that in the past. Not so much anymore. Blending is such an amazing process. I don't know how many of you have had the honor or privilege of joining in on a blending session with a winery, but it is fun and very interesting how just a little bit of one varietal will change the wine quite a bit. So there you go. Let's see the color on this one. Again, all of these are really dark. This is, again, you can barely see through it. Like kind of black, purplish, red. Let's see what we get on those. This has a little cedar dust component coming through. I'm getting definitely getting a dark cherry and currants with that cedar notes coming through as well. There's an edge of like bittersweet chocolate on this one. Black plum. That's what I'm getting. All right, let's see what we get on the palate. $18. This is the high end of the four. A little black tea action. So this is on the savory side as well. All these wines are not fruit bombs. You know, you're not talking Menage a Trois. You're not talking Apothic Red here. These are well-made wines with the idea that you can have these with food, which is really cool. Nice structure on this one. Nicely integrated. Good balance. There's acidity there, but it's not so integrated it just kind of lies underneath, kind of the spine of the wine, as you'd say. Get a little bit of herbaceousness from that Carmenere and Cab Franc, but nice cherry fruit, a little bit of currant. The plum notes come through as well. I get a little red flower, like dark red flower on this one. Good complexity. I forgot, I haven't had this one in a while. I forgot how much I liked it. Really nice wine, $18. Just saying. This is an interesting one. I always like wines that make you think a little bit when you drink them. And I would encourage all of you, if you don't want to do it in front of anybody, I can understand that. But when you're home by yourself and you're breaking open a wine, you know, swirl it in your mouth, suck that oxygen through it. Try and find flavor characteristics in it. It doesn't matter whether you are, I hate that word. I'm not a wine connoisseur. If you drink wine, you're a wine connoisseur. I'm sorry. But it's kind of fun to do this. You know, this has a nice freshness on the backside. But like I said, it's good complexity, a lot of interesting flavors in this wine, and it's only $18. I'm going to go B+, A- on the chances are red. What a great wine. Again, stew, hamburger, steak. This one would hold up to a ribeye pretty easily. Steak, stew, pizza, all down the line. So these are 4 of my favorite red blends to recommend to my customers who are looking for something that's nice to drink, not super expensive, and I know they're going to go home and like them. And so they have not failed me in this review. So, what is your favorite Washington red blend? Make a comment. I want to hear it because I want to know what you're looking for, what you've discovered. Maybe I haven't discovered it yet, and I'd like to know. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I really appreciate your support. If you would like to, please subscribe to my channel. You'll see what's coming up. And hopefully you're enjoying this content. I get a lot of good comments about this. I really enjoy doing this, and I enjoy helping people spend their wine dollars wisely. You keep watching, and I'll keep doing that.